Hi, it's Arlie. I want to do a flip through of my June Dori that's almost finished and my setup for July. Thought it might help you if you're looking for ideas. I use my Dori, which is the Cocoa Daisy version of Midori Traveler's Notebook. I use mine like a journal. I don't really use it to plan. I use Google Calendar to plan. So I always replace the cover. If you want to see what this looked like blank, you know, before I wrote in it and at the beginning of the month, then see my previous video. So I went through and I added the numbers and stuff. And then usually what I do, I'd like to do it the day after, but I tend to do it 2 or 3 days. Like I wait 2 or 3 days until 2 or 3 days have passed. And then I kind of go back and write, print photos, add stickers. I still need to, well, I don't need to, but I can go in and fill these with stickers. You know, as long as you have the kit, you know, all the stuff that matches, don't hoard it. It doesn't do any good sitting in your box, you know, in your drawers or shelves or whatever. Fill up your Dori so that at the end of the month, or fill up your planner, whatever you're using, and so that everything matches. You remember that everything that comes in a kit matches. I don't want to tell you what to do, but that's what I like to do, is to try to, you know, use up the whole sticker sheet basically. Because if it's in a drawer on a shelf, no one gets to look at it. But if it's in here and someone flips through, you know, or you get to look at it. It's not doing anyone any good just sitting in a cupboard drawer shelf. Like this, I made wordfetti, which is some stickers that, or I don't, maybe it was paper or something that you used to buy that was all filled with words and letters along a theme. And it wasn't really, the point wasn't really what the words said, but what they looked like all together. So like, you know, this was the best part. Going with the flow, fresh picked goodness. It doesn't really relate to the day, but it becomes kind of decoration when you use up a whole sticker sheet like this. And then, you know, I do this center page. I've been doing this for a while and it totally works for me. I get my iPhone out and I flip through my calendar and I write what I know is going to happen. And my favorite thing is, well, I mean, it says neuralgia. I have really bad neuralgia, so neuralgia is not my favorite thing. But my favorite thing about having a written calendar, you know, an analog calendar, is being able to, you know, block out certain days. It's funny that I was sick and my husband was sick at the same time, so he had a stomach thing. So I used a wiggly line for him and a straight line for myself. But I like the actual physical feeling of a printed calendar. So I think I just am going to keep doing this. And so this is about the amount of planning that I do. I'm semi-retired, so my schedule is pretty loosey-goosey. Also, don't feel like you have to use the stickers the way they come. And also, don't feel like I wrote this and then I meant to write this on Saturday, but I wasn't paying attention. So I just said Saturday. So, you know, I kind of use this like a memory book. Like these photos go with this, but I know that, and I'm doing this for me. Here, every time I pulled out another sticker sheet and it had umbrellas on it and fans, I put it all on the same spread. This is just, so I washed my hair and it was going to be a hot day, so I put my hair back in those little combs. And at the end of the day, I pulled the combs out and my hair was all floofy, so I had to take a photo. And then this morning, I put my hair in little ponytails to work in the garden. It was this hair in ponytails, so little, you know, 2 ponytails on the top, and I just thought I was silly looking, so it's important to keep track of silly. So I still have a couple days left, like half a week, and then, you know, I'll go flip through and try to fill in some of these blank spots, and I'll put it away. And then I've started to always write the year on the cover, because I've been doing this for so many years that I have, you know, like 8 Junes. And then I look through and I'm like, I can't remember what year this was. So I've been writing the year. Oh, and then also I like to clip the corner to go to today. So that's an old thing from desk calendars that I had in either high school or college. Actually, I used Ann Taintor weekly calendars or appointment books or whatever they were called. So that's June. And let me show you my July. So I did something kind of nutty. After I do this flip through, I'm going to put in a fast motion version of the setup of this. I took an old, it might have been the first printed Daisy Dori that we did. I can't remember, I'll have to look it up, but this is November 2015. And at that time, so we had we were doing the planner, I think in personal and A5, and we were doing a print your own at home Dori. And then we decided to print one, and I think this might have been the first or the second one, so it's really rough. I did set up the, oh, I've already covered the calendar, because the calendar's, you know, it's November 2015. It didn't start on the right day, and it's not November, so I made this maybe a journaling page or something. So I just went through my stuff and found colors that matched with an attitude that matches the November 2015 Dori theme was gratitude. So this seemed to match the theme well. So you'll see this looks very different from the ones that that Cocoa Daisy is sending out now. In the first place, these stripes, they all touch now. There's no space between them. These lines are not 0.2 inches where there are 5 per line. This was just sort of randomly thrown together. So I'm doing voiceover because I didn't do a good job in the live recording, but the ruled pages are much better designed now. And then here in the video, I'm telling you that I took 2 different images. I took some images of Da Vinci's Codex journal and a 1940s application for a patent for an artificial flower. And I turned them sepia-toned, and sometimes I flipped the images, and so that's what I used as the art, and that's why I'm making all these gestures and talking. And anyway, that's what the art is. Da Vinci Codex and an application for an artificial flower, a patent for an artificial flower. So artificial flower construction. So this was actually from the patent application. And so you'll see I just flipped to this page. It's a mess. And it, you know, we got some feedback and obviously made it better. But I was thinking maybe you would have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday on one page. And so obviously, judging by the way the new design is, we aren't doing that. And this was the only size Dori that we produced for a while. So the front of the book was like this. Not very useful. Pretty, but not useful. So also these colors are more subdued than like these colors. It's hard to write over the stark colors. We got feedback. Christine and I got feedback and adjusted. So hopefully you won't really be seeing these super dark colors anymore, except as part of designs, maybe on dashboards or the note cards, but not so much in these areas where you might be writing. Then there's 2 blank spreads. And then this page hasn't changed much. Of course, the width of the spacing between the lines has changed. The lines are now a gray. I think these are gray. These are narrower and they all touch. So this hasn't changed a lot. then 2 blank pages, spreads I mean. Then this back section, there were many people who said, I can't write on a blank white area. I need something. So that's why that's why we alternate between dots, grid, and lines, so that you will, but still make them light enough that you can be artistic and play and move things around. Or you can look for the dots, which aren't here, and write on the dots or the grid. So another feedback that we got was the artwork was too big and took up a lot of the space on the page, even though it was sort of pale, you know, more transparent. People said we'd prefer having them be smaller so we have more room for our planning. So that's that. I chose Cocoa Daisy. I chose a basic gray cover because I thought it matched the Leonardo da Vinci mood, even though we did come out with paper that has this design on it and paint. So anyway, I just wanted to show this to you, and now if you're interested, I'll do a fast flip through of the way that I set this up, and I have to watch the video again. I might do a little bit of voiceover, or maybe I'll just do captions. And then let's see, I think I used a couple of, like, for these stickers and the pen that I used, I think I showed the camera in case you want to buy the same product or look for something similar or look for it on eBay. Okay, so here's a flip through of the book the way I had it in my storage. I'm making a new cover for it. I took the other one off using tweezers to pull the staples out. Before I attach the new cover with embroidery thread, I'm laying out the calendar that goes in the center page. And I ended up making them about 1 inch. The squares are about 1 inch high by about 0.9 inches wide. And I do it in pencil first, and I have to do a lot of erasing and fixing, and then I just hand draw the lines and erase the pencil. And then the stickers that I used for the numbers, I love them. So pause there if you want to, or rewind and do slow motion to take a look at them. I knew I would love them when I saw them at the store. I think I bought them at Michael's. I bought 2 sets, and each set has a whole bunch of sticker sheets in it, so they're going to last me a while. Anyway, so here I am laying out the numbers, and let's see what's next. Oh, so I used a different, a Cocoa Daisy stamp set for the days, and I use a little piece of paper to mask. Okay, so there's the calendar stamp that I put at the bottom. Those are nice because you have the whole month at a glance, and then it also has the names of the months, so it's really useful. So go back and look at that. Here I'm covering the calendar, and I'm just hand cutting with scissors because it doesn't need to be precise, and I just kept sort of rehearsing and making it work. So I put washi on the top as for the hinge, but then I use regular Scotch tape for the inside of the hinge. I feel that it holds it better. So here I am using embroidery thread, and then I number all the pages. And then I got my new favorite pen, which is a Pilot Precise Rolling Ball pen, and I hand wrote the days of the week on each page. And then with that, I'm done. So thank you so much for hanging out with me and watching me go through this, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Have a great one.